Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So today I'm going to talk about why I shy away from cut glass. I see cabinets full of glasses, cut glasses all lined up, and I go, and I might pick one out because I know some cut patterns, but there's so many and they're so similar sometimes. You just don't know what you're getting into. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So yeah, I have this glass here. It came with some other stuff. Can you see it's got this like cross pattern? Let's get it to focus on it. There you go. You can see the stem. It's got this little panel cut stem. Comes in, panels come into the underneath here. Star cut base. And underneath it's got the word Thipera on it. Yeah, I tried Googling that, no luck. So I'm going to take you on a little journey, and just to show you, so you look at that pattern there, look at it, how it is with star cut base and everything. I also have this decanter here that also came as a job lot with other things. This one here, and you can see it's got the same kind of pattern on it, just bigger. Panel cut neck, nice. Panel cut thing, star cut base. I think this is by Webb Corbett, and I think it's in the 1810 catalogue, but I'm not certain. I'm not 100% certain, but I think it is. Okay. So with that said, let's get on, and I'm going to go into replacements.com because I've spent a few hours wading through replacements just to give you some examples of my problem. Okay, so, and why I shy away. There's a few instances where I go, yeah, I know what that is. And other time I go, I think I know, but maybe just looky-likey. But anyway, I'll show you some looky-likeys and you'll get where I'm coming from. So I'm going to start with this one. So this is Waterford Tyrone pattern, and if you look at it, similar shaped glasses. Look at this one here, very similar shape, kind of rounded bottom like the one we were looking at. Cut panels here, you can see it here, look like this. Cut panels there, star cut foot, that one's crisscrossy. The difference is this bit here, there's a slight variation here where they've not cut all the way through here, left this mesh a bit open at the bottom. So it's very similar, but it's not quite the same. Go on, another Waterford one. Look at this one, it's called Atlanta. It's similar, but the panel is not cut. When you look at it from a distance though, like this one here, it looks very similar, but it's not the same. Doesn't have a star cut base, doesn't have this little neck here, but it's the same crisscross effect, but it does come all the way down. So it's not that one either. We've got this one. This pattern's called Sperrins by Tyrone Crystal. Also looks very similar. If you look, this glass here, look at this, very similar, red wine. That's probably a bit big. We were probably looking at a sherry. There's sherry, this one here. But yeah, similar cut pattern. Panel cut stem, star cut base. There's no sort of like neck cut into the top of the stem, so it's not that one either. Go to Stuart Crystal. Another one. This is the same, but it's got an inverted lip. This is similar shape, but it's not quite, it's not panel cut. It has got a star cut foot, so it's not this one. Next one is Carrick by Tipperary. Yeah. It's the most like this one, I think, although we've only got a couple of examples. Yeah, this one here. So it might be this. so it might be this one, apart from the fact it's got Thiper written on it. I don't know what that means. But yeah, it's very close to this sherry glass here. But that word is a real putter offer, so it might be Tipperary. Might be. What else have we got? Royal Dalton, very similar. It doesn't have a neck. It's got this little bit of cutting at the bottom, so that kind of makes it look not quite right. They've only got a couple of examples anyway, so what's this one? Royal Brierley, similar type of glass. It's a bit, the pattern's a bit open at the top. The stem has got weight in it and it doesn't have any star cut. So you get the idea that there's superficially these glasses will have this big mesh cut here, and then there's like variations in the foot and everything. And you just, yeah, to learn those little variations, yeah, you'd have to concentrate on a pattern type, and there are dozens of patterns. So yeah, it's not easy. So anyway, that's the first pattern we're going to look at. The next pattern I'm going to look at is a pretty common one. I see it in a lot of places. And it's one I recognise. I was go, oh look, it's Stuart Crystal Glengarry, and it's this one here. It has this like crisscrossy along the bottom, and then it has a single tick upwards here and here. And but there are very similar patterns. Let me show you a few. And also you've got quite a lot of glasses with this single sort of like this pattern, a similar pattern to this at the bottom, but then they might have 2 tick upwards, or 3, or 4, or 5. Well, by the time you get to 3, you could say it's a fan. But yeah, we'll stick with the ones with just a single tick upwards, I think. I found a few. So this one here, Julia by Webb Corbett. The difference here is that it's got this little crossover on here. So instead of having a tick upwards, it's got this small crossover. So similar. Even got a knopped stem as well, just to throw a bit more in there, but not quite the same. And then got this one, Waterford Lismore. It's very like Glengarry. The arrangement within this bit here in the bottom half is a bit different. I mean, this goblet at the going has got panel cutting at the base, but the glasses don't have that. So yeah, and there's more pages of this, so I'm not going to go there with that. But anyway, Lismore, Glengarry is very similar to Lismore. And then I've got this Edinburgh Crystal one, and this one has got similar pattern at the base, but you've got single tick ups, but every other one has got these little buds on the side, so it's not like a fan where they're the same height. So yeah, this is Edinburgh Crystal Kenmore. In fact, actually the stem is like the glass that we were looking at before, just to have a bit more fun. And then this one, Kilkenny Crystal, but they've only got this pattern. This is it, and they've only got a shot glass from it. So, but yeah, it looks very similar to Glengarry. In fact, I'm not sure what the difference is between this and Glengarry. So, but there's only this one. So yeah, so there we go. I've spent ages ploughing through things, and yeah, so that's all I'm going to show you on that, and I'm not going to do any more patterns. So there you go, a couple of really basic patterns that you see a lot of, or similar ones too, and variations on them. So I tried to keep the variations close to the first one that I was looking at, but they just blow out from there to every possible combination. So it doesn't have to be like that, okay? So let me show you. I'll have a couple of decanters here. So this is a Stuart Crystal one, and I've got the cutting on that. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And then it's got molded base, but that also looks quite cool from above. So yeah, look at that. And it's a basic pattern that they use a lot of, but in this case they've just put this big blaze on it, and yeah, it stands out. And then let me show you something, and it can be intricate as well. Let me show you this one here. This is a Webb Corbett decanter. This is a post-war one. The panel cut on the neck, and then look at this pattern here. If I can get it to focus on it, get close and focus. Go on, you bugger. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that cool? So, why can't everybody do cool cut glasses like that? And the answer is, you can blame your parents, because they weren't buying the cool ones, they were buying the boring ones. So the cool ones are harder to find. Yeah, you can buy lots of very standard looking cut glass. That's what people bought for their homes, you know, the stuff that, ooh, look at all this cutting. But it's actually, you know, something, it's just a pattern that's been around for yonks, that's just been, yeah, anyway. Yeah. It is what it is. It's just, his taste at the time wasn't to do something a bit woohoo. And I think it's probably the same today. You know, not everybody's house looks like with all the latest modern looking things and extravagant shapes and patterns and whatever. So yeah, it's just the way it is. So anyway, that's why when you see me doing my little videos out and about, and they'll see a whole cabinet full of cut glass, I might pick out one or two, especially if they look, you know, if I see something like this, you know, I'm going to go, oh, I'll try and find that. Not always successfully, because I'm thinking I can just sit here and just plough through replacements or some catalogues, and I think I'll find it, but don't always succeed. But when it's a nice poppy cutting pattern, yeah, I like to see if I can figure out what it is, because then it's one that I will spot another time, as opposed to the ones that are really all similar to each other. So the only reference I use is replacements.com, so that will be in the description below. Yeah, and I think that's it. So thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help my channel. And have a good night. Good night.